Hey there, welcome to day 299 of our BU 365 day challenge. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here with the sparkling personality. I guess sparkling everything today. Feeling a little under the weather, got a cold, so it's good to sparkle it up a bit. Today we are going to go on to the O of our SOAP framework. Yesterday we worked on telling our current story versus our desired story. And I came up with about 10 things, didn't do it on this sheet, but I did it in my notebook, that I'm thinking about the current situation. And most of those, amazingly enough, are negative. So what did I do to figure out what I want my desired story to be? I took the opposite of those and found, okay, the opposite of negative is positive. So what is the positive approach to this? For example, it's going to take me too much time and energy. And I could separate those out, right? Time and energy. And then the opposite of that is my desired result is that I can apply it to my businesses quickly and easily, right? So I just brainstormed a bunch of those things and described my story, how I currently see it, and that it's mostly negative. And then I flipped that around to, well, what are the positive ways of making that happen? And what that did is it clearly showed me that there's a gap between where I am and where I want to be with respect to that particular challenge or problem. So today, after we've identified the story, which helps us figure out how far we are from where we are to where we want to be, how big is that gap, we can start finding ways to fill it. And we do almost every time, and I'm falling back to this, and I didn't even go back and look at the different tools we've learned, because this seems to be my favorite. So why not teach you the quickest, easiest, favorite way of coming up with options to fill that gap? And it is what I call the 10-3-1 tool. I brainstorm at least 10 possible options, at least 10. I used to tell people 100 and they'd freak out because I'd say, okay, make a list of 100 things that you want. And they'd, maybe make 10 if I was lucky. So then I dropped it down to, okay, we need to have at least 10 options. Why? Because we have to know that there's a lot of different alternatives and possibilities. So often we get locked into this or that thinking. I got to have this option or nothing. And I want to share a story about that, but I'm not going to because it's not my story to share. But sometimes we make a decision about something and we close off all of their possibilities. And instead of that being the best solution for us, we're locked into the one solution. We go with that one solution, and it isn't until we experience, we go down the road, whether we actually find out if that is a viable, possible, great solution for us or not. So I like to have at least 10 different options, and then we're going to circle three of those. And tomorrow, in the A of our SOAP framework, we're going to analyze those. We'll use a tool, and I don't know what tool it's going to be at. I'll pick one. Probably Head Heart Intuition, because I'll have to see what I did last month, and we'll do something different, because there's a handful of tools for choosing among alternatives that I really, really like. And there are ways to analyze, because before we can take action, which is what the A stands for in the SOAP framework, we got to know what to take action on, right? If we've got 10 possible solutions, or maybe they're not the ultimate solution, but there are 10 ways to get us on the road to going from where we are to where we want to be, from our current situation, our current story, to our desired story. A lot of times, we have really big desired stories, and there's a huge gap between where we are and what we want. And so how do we fill that? Same way we eat an elephant, one bite at a time, one step at a time. We only need to know the next step and take that, and then the whole rest of it will appear as we're ready to have those solutions appear, right? So we take a step, and then we know what to do next. We do the next thing, and we know what to do next. So often we get bogged down and frozen and procrastinate because we think we have to know all the steps to get from our current to our desired state, right? And we don't know them, because if we knew them, we would have already taken them and done them, right? So we just need to take the next step. So today is all about brainstorming. We've talked about brainstorming a lot this year, right? We've brainstormed every month in a big way, at least once, and usually more. Whenever I ask a question, really, I'm asking it of myself as well and saying, okay, what are the possibilities? What are different ways I could answer this? What are different perspectives and ways of looking at this? So today, 10-3, and then tomorrow we'll narrow that down to 1. Brainstorm 10 possible ways to begin filling that gap. Just 10 possible next steps. Let's think of it that way instead of filling the whole gap. What are 10 possible things we could do tomorrow to start moving us from where we are to where we want to be? Any questions, hit me up. Otherwise, I'll be with you tomorrow.